This is Robert Kundel Jr., the inventor of the Porter Cable Restorer, and this is Robert's very first prototype. This is my review of the Porter Cable Restorer. The unit weighs in at a little over 4 pounds and stretches roughly 12 inches. The unit comes with a satisfying amount of power with a little bit over 3,000 RPMs. The Restorer is fitted with anti-vibration grips and a number of innovative designs that make this tool unique. 2 latches on the side of the Restorer give you access to the roller underneath. The rollers are specifically designed to work only one way in the unit. If you notice on the top of them, it'll say this side up. The easiest method of inserting a roller into a cardboard tube is giving it a little bit of a twist. A quick roll of the fingers until it properly seats. Lock down the latches, and now you're ready to go. There's multiple ways you can actually store your Restorer. One is on the front on its nose. Another one's on its back, even on its side. The most common one is just laying down flat. The unit comes with 6 settings, max being the highest one and 1 being the lowest setting. With a trigger lock, it fights off long days of finger fatigue. The dust port on the back does an amazing job of capturing the debris, and to my surprise, the hose held tight during all of my tests. 6 rolls of sandpaper were included. Those grits were 60, 80, and 120 grit. While at the store, I picked up the abrasive pad as well as the rust and paint removal wheel. A quick look to wellingtontool.com and we see a wide selection of rollers that will be available for purchase in the near future. While the unit shows lots of design innovations and fits great for those right-handed or left-handed, it's time to see what kind of performance it can do. According to the inventor, Robert Kundel Jr., the Restorer is designed to be used for grinding, sanding, buffing, and scrubbing. I've set up an obstacle course of the most stubborn materials I have in my shop to see what it can do. On this first test, I found that the stain and paint had seeped down into the grain and cracks of this plywood. The Restorer did a great job of removing the top surface quickly, but I did a little extra deep sanding on these two in order to bring back that plywood color. The Restorer is easily controlled with one hand, but I found using both hands can really speed up the process of the job and give you more control. Knowing how hard epoxy is, it surprised me how fast the Restorer sanded right through it, taking me back down to a wood surface. Wood glue surprised me as this is one of the more stubborn things to palm and hand sand. It was a matter of seconds before it was gone. The Drywall Spackle went fast, but at 80 grit, that makes sense. When I sanded the Bondo filler, I was interested in seeing if I could knock down the high points rather than just trying to bore through it like I had been. The control seemed really nice, and finer sandpaper would have probably provided an almost finished surface. I used the shop vac on the dust port of the Restorer the entire time, and there was very little dust and debris left on the table. On a close-up of the board, you can see stain and paint soaked into the grain and cracks. The black roller for rust and paint would have been a better choice to get deeper into the wood. It quickly became clear that these epoxies and wood glues are no match for the Restorer. It's time to go ahead and take it to the next level. For my next test, I'm going to remove concrete from plywood. I switch over to the black rust and paint roller for better performance. This concrete covered plywood was used for concrete forms for a house. I later found that the builder had thrown it into a huge dumpster. With plywoods averaging $60 a sheet, I could easily see this thing helping those restoring or reclaiming materials. The inventor Robert Kundel Jr. calls the Restorer the multi-tool, a tool not only used for woodworking, but one for metalworking. With the rust and paint roller, I decided to tackle my very rusted welding table. I typically use a grinder to knock off rust before making welds on my pieces, but I can see this would be a much better solution. Robert has stated a wire brush roller should be on shelves in the coming months. While I couldn't get my wife talked into letting me try this on her car, I did have an old tailgate off a 1986 Ford F-150 laying behind the shop. Now the fact it wasn't rusted should have been a clue it was giving me a run for my money. The restorer didn't hesitate to cut paint, but I noticed it wasn't instant like previous tests. I found the tailgate had 3 layers of paint, one right after another, gray, red, and black. I did shorten this video to save a little bit of time, but you can see it doesn't take much to hit shiny metal on the thickest of paint jobs. Hopefully this review helped you learn a little more about the Porter Cable Restorer. If you're interested in purchasing one, they're available at Lowe's and Amazon. Also make sure you check out Robert Kundel Jr. on Instagram, as he likes to share pictures of people using this restorer. He is constantly working on releasing new rollers and hopes to have 2 or 3 more in the next few months. If you like this video, you can find more of me and the stuff I do on YouTube and Instagram. Follow me at Woodencreationz. Thanks.